Nevertheless, I put plenty of videos on my channel about the products, about concepts and so on. I'm still receiving questions. What is your product? Is it good or is it not? And this video is dedicated to show products on my shop. And I try to make it in a way as a frequently asked questions. And typically first question after people looked at my website or watched some videos, what are you making, and is amplifier good or not? So my hero product is ICEpower EDGE Series amplifier kit, and I want to emphasize the kit because I am trying to not sell boards itself but sell a kit, and you can buy board from big retailers in European Union. It is Sound Import in US and Canada, it's a Parts Express. Those boards are available in the retail, professional boards in retail, that's a rare case, and ICEpower board has it. And the first question, is it good? Actually, in my personal opinion, this is best board in the world today, by audio quality, by way how it is built, by functionality, and by price. All those aspects. And the typical question, so Hypex is better, or Purify is better, or some other company is better. No, if you're talking about the architecture, it is endgame amplifier. It will drive any speaker, large or small. It is capable to do 600 watts on 8 ohms and 600 watts on 4 ohms. For 4 ohms, it's limited by current protection, and for 8 ohms, it's limited by bus power. Actually, this particular board, what I have in hands, it's even more capable. It's the elder brother of ICEpower 1200. This is a 2000 series board, and you can recognize them by voltage on a board, and it is 100 watt voltage for large capacitors. You can check it here. I hope you can see it. Yeah, 100 volts. But if you look at the board itself, in a board it's written as a 1200. Why this board is so unique and so good? So first, in a way how power supply has been built, and power supply largely determines quality of modern amplifiers. And you can see it has good filtering, and it has PFC circuits. So it's based in a way that it can work from the very wide mains, from 85 volts to 250. So it's covering US, Canada and EU standards. And the basic principle is that by PFC circuits you are multiplying and stabilizing a voltage for a mains converter to 400 volts, and then it works from the stable voltage and charging those storage capacitors, and storage capacitors has been backed up by low internal impedance capacitors, and this first volt, or this tolerance of the detailing of sound, is fantastic. So I also put a chapter in my website about the customer feedbacks, and typically how I do, I just giving some sample to my customer, especially local customers. They can take for a week at home, they can test it in all possible ways, and then decide either they want it or they give it back. So I'm not taking even money. And so far, once they take it home, it's immediately recognized the precision how it drives speakers. And most of my customers are really hardcore audiophiles. They had expensive equipment, they have expensive equipment, they are really gourmands of audio quality. They're selecting recordings and they're listening small things like does it punch to the dish, really has this post-punch vibrations at a low level, and the detailing, everything is excellent. And also it is capable to drive really hard crossovers, especially when you have really complex crossovers, sometimes the impedance falling down, and also hard type of speakers when it's difficult to drive a low frequency part. low frequency is fantastic, absolutely. And mostly they buy it because that precision, how punches are reproduced, like even low frequencies, or it's piano. So this piano music, when you have such type of the punch, those are working really well. They immediately recognize that detalization is fantastic. Detalization is fantastic. And sound is absolutely neutral. Absolutely neutral. This board has 4 channels on it. Those are set in a bridge. This is the best possible configuration for Class D amplifiers. They have post-filter feedback. They have proprietary chipsets. And mostly people are buying due to the audio quality. And price ratio to audio quality also is fantastic. You can build fantastic amplifier for about, let's say 700 euros. Yeah, for 700 euros. And it will outperform everything. Also, normally for any home, it's good with 600 watts per channel. Peak power. It's a peak power. Don't come and tell that I put a sine wave and it's overheated. No, the peak power is the most important, and crest factor for audio is 8, so you can divide peak power by 8 and then you get the thermal power. And thermally they can handle about 200 watts continuous sine wave. And for about a minute you can do full power. But as I mentioned, for audio, the peak power, that's all, it's or punch, it's the most important, and power supply architecture should be built that it can provide this peak power. Once the peak power is okay, you will have a fantastic punch, you have a fantastic piano, you have fantastic voice, everything will be great. That peak power is important. So, and this board really inspires me by this quality and functionality to build the kits. Also, there are a couple of really usable functionalities built in, like a 12-volt trigger, and one more important thing, this wake up from signal. The wake up from signal allow you to put at a remote distance from the source. And often when we are talking about what kind of kit to build or what kind of enclosure to build, legacy thinking it should be fantastic shining box. But in reality, we don't need fantastic shining box. We need something what we can place close to speaker, that we have a speaker wires short, and those boards has a balanced inputs. You can use a standard microphone cable and put it on 10 meters and 20 meters away from the amplifier, using some preamplifiers like modern digital analog converters or streamers, or computer with external audio interface. There are plenty of options. How can we use modern speaker system? And this board is the heart of that. It's endgame amplifier. Practically, it's exceeding human hearing limits by many parameters, by total harmonic distortions, which are up to 500 watts, are up to 0.003%. For this kilowatt board, it's even less. For a board power, it has extremely low noise, 30 microvolts. 30 microvolts means that your 106 dB really sensitive system, so it doesn't have a hiss. It's also solved here. Actually, everything is solved with those boards. We need to focus or use saved money for better speakers, for a better preamp, smart house system, for many other things. And I was so inspired by this board that I built specialized kits, and let's look at some of them. I have 3 types of kits. I have one kit for professional use and for aggressive home usage with a fan and with a Speakon outputs, and then I have a consumer version like this one. There is no fan, and there is banana outputs, still keeping this balanced inputs for a best performance and remote location for that. And for a really long-term performance, it was hard to build a specific box with a good price and a good configuration. So I decided that using by by some sticky feet, you can place it vertically, and then you have a chimney and the board will have a perfect cooling. Could you use it in this way? Yes, you can. That's this consumer version, but such type of placement is better. So generally I have two products. Another often asked question is, I want to box like that, this traditional power amplifier size. But if you look at design, it's not optimum. Yeah, there are long wires to output, long wires to input, some not really convenient way how to connect the mains. But the key moment is that you have a long wires to input and output, and it's not optimum. Yeah, it's not optimum. It's traditional. People think traditional is a better. And he has been taught for many years that this is the best amplifier form factor. In practice, it's not. In practice, it's not. When we are taking such smaller, and look, if you take such slim version in a depth, so what happens? Your inputs are short, your outputs are short. Yeah, here your distance from switch to mains is short. It is by far more optimum configuration, and also it allows you to have a silent operation. Yeah, the board is inside. Yeah, and it is well cooling as a chimney. Cold air is coming from the bottom, hot air is coming out. It's working like a home heating system. So it's a perfect like a small vent or small fan is working when you put in this way. I'm offering this form factor. I know there are some people who don't like it, but at some point we take a decision that we will make absolutely optimum design, and it will be professional instrument. We are not talking about amplifier as a status device or some treasure device or very nice box. It's functional. And it even shouldn't be on a shelf. It could be somehow mounted on a wall. Yeah. For example, here you can put some plate and mount it on a wall, and then it has a perfect operation. And when you have a wake up from signal, so it is switching on from the signal, switching off after 18 minutes of idle, minutes not seconds. It's after half an hour it's switching off and consuming only 0.25 watts or 250 milliwatts. All those functionality makes this board unique. Yeah, it is really fantastic board. So those are key questions. What is your hero product? This is my hero product. Why are you making kits, not integrated amplifiers? I'm making also integrated amplifier. You can order it from me. But rationally thinking, you are in US, I'm in Europe, I'm in EU, my country is in the European Union. The distance and capability to serve you and shipping costs to repair, those are pretty high. But if you buy from US, for example, from Parts Express, it's a large retailer, is well established warranty services, and mostly problems could happen only with a board, yeah, only with a board. So when you buy from me kit, you minimize risks and you have direct relationship with a retailer who provided the board. And then it is safer for you to buy board separate from the kit. But of course, anyone who wants integrated, you can buy it from me. But this is general concept. In this concept, customer is first. Customer is number one. It is most convenient for him to work with that. And there are two big resellers, as I mentioned, in US, Canada, it's a Parts Express. In EU, it is Sound Import, a Danish company, large retailer specializing in hobbyist audio equipment, but they are selling loudspeakers, they are selling plenty of audio components and also a full lineup of ICEpower boards. ICEpower policy is different from Hypex and other company policy. Their professional grade boards are available for end user, for consumer, and the key differentiator in a market. So everyone can buy this board and build unique super amplifier. And now let's talk a little bit about product concept. Actually, this product is built for an audio system future. An audio system future will not be the same as today. Today we have a large size equipment, we have large racks with the equipment. In future, since technology is so much developed, and first audio amplifier part has been sold. For home usage you can have 500 watt amplifier and you can have kilowatt amplifier per channel. That means there's practically no scenarios when you are short with the power. In the past it was a problem because Class AB amplifiers above 100 watts, those become logarithmically more expensive because you have larger heat sinks, all components are large, a lot of heat, and most of amplifiers were just 100 watt amplifiers. Today we are capable to use 600 watt per channel, and it is sufficient practically for any home usage scenario. Listening at a low level, at high level, always you have sufficient power, it's close to the perfection. Second, I will show you the lowest end. Some significant changes happen in the market, and one of them is that China learned how to build digital analog converters based on American chipsets. So you have American chipset quality built in a China price, and this is completely changing all industry. This is the lowest grade digital analog converter, Fossi ZD3, and you can find it Audio Science review. Amazing quality measurements. So, and the costs are, I would say, about 200 euros, even less. But what is more important, they have balanced outputs. In moment when you have balanced outputs, then my key towards this new concept of amplifiers, they are in the same page. And you can put amplifier away from that device and drive that digital analog converter using laptop or desktop or computer, and you have a perfect streaming system. If you put the right drivers on a computer, it will sound amazing. It will sound amazing. Today there are three types of those digital analog converters, or three price range. This is about 200. For a 350 up to 500 you can get the next grade with a better power supply, with a plus minus 12 volts on an output stage, and then above it up to 1500 you can buy absolute high-end. So there is no reason to pay more or find another device which costs more. So beginner grade, for me it's fine with a 200 digital analog converter in this price range. If I would invest and use it for the future, probably 350 will be the grade what I will go. It's a tiny bit better, but you can hear it, but above that it's very hard to hear. So that means this small device, you have one small device, and you have this power amplifier, and then you have computer, and you have amazingly good high-end audio electronic system. So, and everything what you save here, if you put it for speakers, buying best possible speaker, your system will be unbeatable. Yeah. Everything what you save here, and there is no compromises in audio quality. Yeah. Here is no compromise in audio quality. Just maybe compromises or sub trade-offs. How nice is looking box, but this is a lightweight aluminum box painted with a very good powder paint. It's long lasting. It has a very good heat dissipation. So many things, reliable connectors, everything done at a perfection, but not more. And those savings go in loudspeakers. And then everything what you will save on those digital analog converters and other streaming devices, if you put in in kind of optimum way will be extra money to put in the speakers. That's a concept. Second question, what is included, what is not included? And here is a finished unit, what you pay for and what you will get. It will come in that nice package. It will be covered by some plastic and masket, but anyway, this is when you open it, this is what you will receive for money, which are indicated. And here is a unit. I will show example based on this professional series with a wake up from signal. Yeah, wake up from signal. Those things. This is in package. What is not included? There is no power cord, and there is no connection wires. Why there is no power cord? Because there are so many standards in a world that you can't keep in stock so many type of power cords. Also, it is extra weight, and since we are shipping directly to the customer, it's a flight, yeah, and flight costs, shipping costs are based on weight. There is no reason to send a standardized power cord. Any desktop PC standard power cord fits for your project, and majority of my customers has plenty of them in stock from the older equipment. Who knows about the history? What you need to finish a product? Of course, you need a board. Yeah, you need a board, and you need a kit. What tools do I need? So you need a hex H2 screwdriver. I have a great one, but those who has, I don't know, some small kits, China manufactured, those also fits very well. And then you put them together. Here is such kind of H2, and it works. I think this cost of that was a $7. There are several type of them. If you are lucky one, then the metal is hard and nice. If you are not lucky one, it will be so-so. But I will use this one. This is a perfect. Then you need a Phillips screwdriver. Then you need something to open a box. This is all what you need to finish an amplifier. And to speed up assembling and make it, let's say, more visible, I will use electric screwdriver for a hex. But normally you don't need it. Another question, do I need electronic engineering knowledge to put amplifier together? No, you don't. Everything is mechanical. You just need to follow assembling instructions, and those assembling instructions are on my website. How long time does it take to put it together? I would say for beginner, half an hour. For me, about 10 minutes. Will my system work? No, actually we are testing all kits with a real board. At least they are working. What kind of mistakes you can make, or what challenges do you have? No, for example, if you put wires, you need always use a plastic when you pull it out and in. Not the wires. Yeah, you can pull wires too strong, and some of them are fragile. So you should use a plastic. This is the only challenge what you have. The rest of that, could you show how to put it together? Okay, I will put it together. Simplified version, not an extra instructions, but I will tell the critical things what to do. And of course, first you need to open the box. And here's the product. Let's take a visual inspection. Yeah, this is how does it look. This is a silent fan, German manufactured silent fan. It's working on a relatively low RPMs, but it is inaudible, and it has very long operation time. The warranty is set for 5 years, but for audio amplifier, 20-30 years, easy. Here you can see that only professional connectors. And this particular model is wake up from signal. You can see 12-volt trigger is not built in, but I also have a 12-volt trigger version. By board design, you can use only one option. One is 12-volt trigger, but then wake up from signal is not implemented. And when wake up from signal is implemented, then you can't use a 12-volt trigger. Which option to choose? No, with 12-volt trigger, you have instant on and off. With wake up from signal, you don't have instant on and off, because off is after those 18 minutes, after half an hour of idle, it goes into the sleep mode, but starts immediately once the signal is provided. Which model to choose is up to you. It largely depends on digital analog converter. Once they have a 12-volt trigger output, then you can work with a 12-volt trigger output. What if I want professional version with the consumer outputs? You can see there is no space to make such device, but you can use some adapter cables, yeah, for example, yeah, and then you can use it. Will this extra connection influence audio quality? No, it will not. This is self-made. If you want, we can talk about it. I can include in a shipment if you really need. But such type of adapters are available on Amazon. Just search for Speakon to banana adapter and you will find out. The price is 12 euros for pair. Then your system will be ready for banana adapters. I personally think that Speakons are better. Because first, there is no mistake. Yeah, there's always right polarity. Yeah, you can do the blind connection. They have a key, very good connections. It is proven standard for professional industry, and you can drive 3-4 kilowatt speakers with those connectors. So for home usage they are more than enough. But anyway, what is the benefit? If you need to transport, there is no any additional connectors out. Very compact, very lightweight. Excellent. Okay, let's put together. The first step is remove cover. You should unscrew 8 screws, no more, 10 screws. So pay attention that cover has special pins to put it back, so that makes additional rigidity for a kit. Inside the box you have feet and screws. Now you remove those protective covers. No. And what does it mean assembling for you? So practically it means plug connectors and screw board to the bottom. And the easiest way, we put it like a handy location. First one is the signal wires, and then here is the left and right outputs. Then you place it inside and connect those service connectors. They have a key, but you can locate that looking from front. A left connector wires are more in the left, and right connector wires are more in the right. Then the key is correct. This is the mains. Connecting mains. And practically electronic assembling is done. Oops. So, what do we have? We have 4 feet. And we have screws for the feet. This is the last operation. But let's keep them together. And then we have 18 screws for a board. Here they are. And here is a hex screwdriver. And now what we do, you push board to the bottom, yeah, a little bit move to have a screw holes, and you should first screw 2 screws. Second screw. And now we are ready to screw the rest of that. I will use automatic screwdriver to speed up all the process, but in general we start with those first. Those 2 rows, because here is high current MOSFETs, and this is the hottest place below, so we want that part be screwed first in a good quality. And you go through the rest of screws. Practically, your project is finished. Yeah. And here it is. And if you look once more, this type of design is absolutely perfect for this board. This enclosure has been built or designed especially for this board, and this is why it's so simple, is all those assemblings and the process. And you can see, fantastic, easy. And it's tight design, yeah. This is the smallest footprint what you can make, and there is no any trade-offs. But last item, we put cover and fix the cover screws. So your project has been finished. Now you just attach connectors. One more thing to check, put it on a switch of wake up from signal on off position. It will not work from wake up from signal. When you put it on that without signal, when you switch amplifier on, it will not start. It will start only in a moment when signal will be provided. And that's it. So minimum footprint, close to perfection, and you can place it whatever you want. And you can see that the cooling system is also working very well, because it is taking air out, and here from the side is taking in, that in all distance it is well cooled, will work long and reliable. And as I mentioned, for those who want banana type of connectors, you can buy adapter. And making short summary, is the product good? It's fantastic. It's really good. Does amplifier sounds great? It is the latest generation, latest development of Class D amplifier using all possible ICEpower innovations. ICEpower is a leader in design of Class D amplifiers. He always been. It will drive any speaker, any load, and for 700 you have everything set. Could you build cheaper? No, such quality is not possible. Are there great cheap China analogs? No, there are not. There are too many innovations in that design, and there is no copies, there is no copycats, there is no equal quality from budget China manufacturers. They can manufacture power, but they can't manufacture quality. Actually, power plus quality, very difficult task, very difficult task. And today, audio amplifier game is over. For mainstream usage, ICEpower 1200. For extreme users, ICEpower 2000 kilowatt per channel, but you don't need for home kilowatt per channel, except some cases when you have really large room and large speakers and so on, so on, so on. Will it outperforming Class AB? Absolutely, absolutely. This Class AB is so difficult to get high power and high quality. It's very expensive. And here you have it. Yeah, Class D is ruling now. I know there will be many who will say that Class AB is still better, but read my customer feedbacks. Those are customers who has lamp amplifiers, who has Class AB amplifiers, who has number of Class AB amplifiers through the decades. Those are wealthy people who has relatively expensive equipment. And they say, I hear more details. I can hear how singer is breathing now. It was not before. My bass is so tight. Finally, I get a good bass. It was kind of blurry, and now it's tight and precise. And there are plenty of innovation why it is. And those who are saying Hypex or Purifier, those are great devices, but this board is better. It's better by power, it's better by price, it's available in retail for everyone. So it's a rare case, and I'm really happy that ICEpower chose policy to sell their board to everyone. Now, I forget to tell about the shipping. My shipping partner is FedEx. I'm shipping with the FedEx. I have a contract, and so far there is no items lost. One time it was damaged during a Christmas, but Christmas is not best time to send something. For all units, for all products, there's the fixed price, 25 euros to all countries. I'm naming kit itself as an aluminum enclosure. It's in most countries, it doesn't have any limitations for that. Also the amplifier as well doesn't have any limitations for that. And payment is only by PayPal. PayPal as a payment system has a proven customer security, and it lies on the PayPal side, not on my e-commerce side. Sometimes when you need special prices or special things or some special cases, I can issue invoices as well manually. Then we have some agreements or negotiations or some volume discounts, but in a shop there is no discount system possible. And now let's look at retailer shops. Where to buy a board? In US, Canada, there is a company Parts Express, and if you put in a search 1200 days too, you will get that board page, and you can see this price 372 is a very good price. It is showing without local VAT because I'm outside of US, and it system recognizes it. Boards are in stock, and looking to the price point, you are eligible for free shipping, and I know that in US shipping is very well established. Parts Express is a good company with well established service systems. It's pretty secure to purchase, and you can see they offer different purchase options including PayPal, so everything is secure and you can acquire board without a problem. How about EU customers? Here is a great reseller, Sound Import, a Danish company, and let's search. Oh, even without search, it gives you the right product, and you can see, of course, I'm in EU, I should pay all the taxes. In case you are outside of EU, probably you get a better price. But as a end customers in EU, of course, we pay price, and then for 430 we can get a board. Are they in stock? 10 plus in stock. What else is worth mentioning? You can find a data sheet here and all information about the board. You can get the specs, you can get pin layouts, if you want to do some modifications, you are advanced electronic engineer or have advanced electronic knowledge, you can implement this board in different ways. There is a technical documentation as well. How about elder brother 2000 series? Let's check. 2000 series also is available in stock, but in lower quantities. As I said, for the home usage there is no reason to go for a kilowatt per channel unless you have clear understanding what you are doing. A little bit more heat dissipation, a little bit higher output power, I would recommend go for 1200, and also in case you choose 2000 series, professional version is recommended with a fan, because idle heat dissipation is a bit higher than for 1200. Are they compatible by pins? Yes, 2000 and 1200 boards are 100% compatible with connections, and you can use the same kit without any modifications for both versions. Now you have all knowledge to build the best amplifier in the world, the amplifier which is exceeding human hearing limits, and there is no reason for further improvement. Can you do it? I'm sure everyone can do it. Modern electronics developed so much that we can build a really high-end system close to perfection for a fraction of money than 10 years ago. Build your best amplifier in the world in 10 minutes.